History of the Georgian calendar. The Julian calendar functioned reasonably well, however, it was not entirely accurate. The calendar operated under the assumption that a year consisted of precisely 365.25 days. Nevertheless, the Earth takes 365.2422 days to revolve around the Sun, and the difference of 11 minutes each year was sufficient to shift the calendar out of alignment with the equinoxes by approximately 3 days every 400 years. Saint Bede, an English Benedictine monk, had already noted that the calendar had moved by 3 days by the 8th century. 500 years later, Roger Bacon approximated that it was misaligned by approximately a week, and by 1300, Dante had mentioned the necessity for complete calendar reform. The calendar's drift proved problematic for the Church, as the date of the spring equinox determined the celebration of Easter, which the Church had established to fall on March 21. By the 16th century, the equinox had moved back approximately 10 days. In 1545, work began on changing the calendar. The Council of Trent authorized Pope Paul III to adjust the dates so that the spring equinox matched the equinox during the First Council of Nicaea in 325. The Nicene Council had also requested a new method of keeping time to prevent Easter from drifting through the calendar again. How Aloysius Lilius fixed the calendar. Work during the 16th century was time-consuming despite the calendar's drawbacks. The Reform Commission requested mathematicians' contributions in 1577, and Aloysius Lilius, an Italian doctor and astronomer, submitted the winning proposal. According to his suggestion, the leap year should be cancelled for the next 40 years to allow the equinox to catch back up with the calendar. He then proposed a new formula to stabilize the calendar, stating that a day would only be added during a leap year if the year were divisible by 100 and 400. Thus, 1600 was a leap year, but 1700, 1800, and 1900 were not. The calendar was brought back into alignment regularly with these additions and subtractions, as a leap day was added on only 97 days out of every 400 rather than every 100 days. On Friday, October 15, 1582, during the papacy of Gregory XIII, the new calendar was adopted. The previous day was Thursday, October 4, according to the Julian calendar. Spain was the first to accept the new calendar, followed by Portugal, France, Poland, Italy, the Catholic Low Countries, and Luxembourg. The Kingdom of Bohemia adopted the calendar 2 years later, while Prussia accepted it in 1610. Protestant countries were more hesitant to adopt the calendar, fearing that it would bring them closer to Rome. As a result, Britain only chose to adopt the Gregorian calendar in 1752, while Greece waited until 1923 and Turkey until 1926. The Gregorian calendar rectified the Julian calendar's mistake of 1 day every 128 years, replacing it with an error of 1 day every 3030 years. Sir John Herschel, a 19th-century English mathematician, suggested that the calendar's accuracy could be improved by not making the year 4000 and its multiples a leap year. However, his suggestion was ignored. The local calendar still in use. Throughout the course of history, we have witnessed the evolution of calendars from basic stone formations used to anticipate the return of animals during solstice to intricate systems of star tracking and month counting. The evolution of calendars has largely been influenced by the struggles of various cultures and empires to create a standard way of counting days and months in a year. The biggest challenge was accounting for the extra quarter day that the Earth uses to make a full rotation around the Sun. Failure to do so would cause the calendar to slip through the year. Over time, calendars have also been given unique names for the months. The introduction of the Gregorian calendar marked the pinnacle of calendar development. Lilius's correction, which was introduced during the papacy of Gregory XIII, ensured that the year was always accurate and required little to no correction. The calendar's adoption across Christendom and beyond has led to the world sharing a single method of timekeeping. The continued use of Julian calendar. The marking of time isn't limited to the use of the calendar. There are various calendars still in use globally, not just the Gregorian calendar. Although people can locate the same date on the same calendar worldwide, other calendars are still used in different regions. In Greece's autonomous province of Mount Athos, the Julian calendar is still in use and holds authority. This province consists of 20 Orthodox monasteries, and women are prohibited from entering the island. Orthodox churches, and sometimes countries, still rely on the Julian calendar. These countries even declined to adopt a lunar calendar that would match the Gregorian calendar until the year 2800. The calendar was proposed at a synod, congress, committee, in Constantinople in 1923. Except for the Estonian and Finnish Orthodox churches still celebrate their Christian festivals according to the Julian calendar, not the Gregorian calendar. Traditional calendars are also still in use in other regions and religions.